안녕하세요.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kun-Pyo.
이거 어쩌죠? 오늘 앞에 강연하는 것들 여러분들 보니
As I listen to the lectures, there are performances and stage-oriented presentation. But for me, it's about lecture and introducing my School of Arts. I worked 33 years at KAIST. After I retired, now I'm teaching at HongKongPolyU University. And it's been 7 years I've been teaching at School of Design. There have been a lot of changes since I landed in Hong Kong. I think it is the same reason for you. So there has been a lot of questions as to the right ways and directions for us as a dean of the School of Design. Because I'm the dean of the school, let me introduce the school first. This is a School of Design, and the building is designed by Zaha Hadid. And there are about 60 professors. So among design schools across the world, we are ranked between 15th and 20th in the world and we are the top design school in Asia. So we had a 60th anniversary last year, and to celebrate this 60th anniversary, what we prepared is that how can design education respond to the social changes and evolved in accordance. And the pictures you see are the deans of the school for 60 years, and I'm the first Asian to be the dean of School of Design. So if you look at the changes that took place 60 years of history, in our 60 years of history, I think the paradigm change was made as the change accumulated. There are many books that influenced your life. And for me, this book influenced my life significantly. So I studied arts. And when I went to Chicago, I realized that the design arts are not just about. So it could include like design. And he passed away last year. And that man is Christopher Jones. And he said, society or the world is not the same as it was before the new design appeared. Design is to initiate a change in man-made things. So social impact could differ in scale, and fad is a short-term fashion or trend, and there's a fast trend and paradigm. So if you look at the paradigm, as the organizing chair, Wong Gang-hyun mentioned, said that the future and many of the people show how the future will be shaped. We have to revisit the past and need to look into how we responded to changes that took place in the past. When I was in KAIST, there was an industrial revolution and computer information society. I looked at how designers changed and tools changed and ways changed. How education changed. So I had this revisit opportunity of the past. So if you look at the paradigm, if you look at the computer and design ages in the 1980s, In the 1982, I was studying in Chicago as the design student, and computer was starting to be adopted. And there was a design conference held at the time. And Patrick said this, and that's etched in my memory. The Industrial Revolution ended in 1950, yet we are now realizing that the information environment is upon us. And we are scared that information environment is upon us. We now see that it will be up to us as designers to determine our role in this new society. If we do not, others will. Our alternative is our own obsolete industrial designers, and graphic designers in particular could soon be remembered as the same affectionate nostalgia as blacksmiths and linotype men. If we don't say and determine what we would do, then our design discipline would disappear. So IBM, when has succeeded in technology and came up with a computer, but at the same time, designers try to change the aesthetical aspect of the computer. So we have to question how human and computer and design. I remember designers at the time, Photoshop and AutoCADs started to be used for our drawing. So we have computer for design. So we have the current method applied with computer. In 1988, I can remember it vividly, and there was a book introduction section, and it said here at Time magazine, and introduces how the machine baffles human being. And the term interaction appeared at the time. And there was a book called The Psychology of Everyday Things. And long-term memory started to appear with this book. And Plans and Situated Actions book by Lucy Sugman, there was an observation on machine, how machine works. And there was anthropological approach used, and there's a usability engineering. So there was something that seemed to be irrelevant to design appeared. But there are those people who were, as a designer, designers at the time just used computer for design and never thought about how computer and design interact. But this person, Bill Margridge, for the first time, so he bought the wristwatch of Casio that he wants to give it to his son, and he wants to thought about how we can make it easier for human being to use, and not just design perspective. So this is the laptop design that he first designed. And soft face, which is a new area that he created. It is a computer and human being interaction, but people said this seems like a Cabbage Patch doll, so the word changed to interaction design. And this new sector emerged and able to continue for a long time. And SIGCHI in 1993, industrial engineering and computer designers are gathered together, and a new segment were formed and continue to those today. Then There are 3 stages. First, for the adoption of the tool. First is using the tools. But the program is too generic, so there should be a need for customization of the programs. And then we find new ways, and that's create. So these are the 3 stages, and we have to question what now. What is it like now? The Don Newman, who is the father of user experience, guru of user experience, said, I was wrong. The human-centered design no longer is the truth. And what does that mean? For the last 30 years, we said it's human-centered design. He's over 19 years old, grew, and now he said what he did was wrong. And I envied him because he was admit that he made a mistake. And we say that design way of thinking is disappearing. The biggest change that's happening is that design is changing from a simple object to a complex system, as you can see here. So it can be said that design cannot be done by a single discipline. In Shenzhen, China, there are robots software applied for design, and you can see that it's completely different from before. And this is the biggest design firm of China. They are not just going beyond for cell phone design, but they are going from system design. So you cannot be siloed and belong to a single discipline. But College of Design was not appeared recently in the University of Tokyo, and they're making an interdisciplinary study. And MIT Morningside Academy for Design, likewise. So this design school is not a solid school, but it is intertwined with other studies. And National University of Singapore, the design school are also interdisciplinary. In the end, so designer becomes a physician and surgeon who can, if you're not a designer, you could not design, and if you're not a surgeon, you cannot make operation. But now, if the designer studies MBA, and he applies design to MBA and commercial purposes. Now, design's approach is applied to other disciplines. Then what is its impact on education? Worrisome is that McKinsey and Deloitte and this international consultancy have merged design firms. And designers realize that they are part of the design consultancy firm, but where are they? They're gone. So there is some worry that our discipline would vanish. And I think it's same for everyone here. And AI is replacing design schools. In Red Note, in China, non-designers meaning consumers using AI can design costumes and make the merchandise and sell them. And so they are not just being the consumer, but they become the merchant and designer. So for a designer, this is a crisis. So we formed a task force at our university and try to look into the current status of AI. And we had 100-day studies and have more than 7,000 AI samples. And L1 is that there is only human designers. So 100% done by human designers. So how can we apply this to the 4 design stages? And we could see this. So at the idea development stage, level 3, so L4 level is already applied. So work is done without designers. Analytics, but can be done by human being. And people-to-people collaboration and AI collaboration, how would they be different? According to our study, so AI spends less time on analytics compared to human being, and they can produce the results easier. So what kind of things we should do at Connect? So I say that, I encourage my students to use AI in classroom, and this is a prize-winning work by my students. And we came up with a guideline for generative AI. For example, you have prompt, and we have the task guidelines. So we have the guidelines to apply to each steps of the process. While we are applying AI, we have to come up with something that is fit for design. And this is that one. First is we are creating a pool. First is through AI, we can do the user status skill and AI agents make the discussions among themselves. So we have an AI-driven focus group formed as a second step, and we have simplified, customized customer journey map created by AI, and through that, we have the ideation tools powered by AI, and we determined parameters. In Zhejiang University, China, the team, Zhejiang University is very good, and they have prepared this. And as a last step, and when they created a cultural heritage, they can do this easily with AI. If you look at the design process, in the past, so human being handled 100% of the process. Now, the human being let the AI agent to link all the process and do the job. So you can see the process is different from before. So do you remember Avengers? There's a character called Doctor Strange. And there are many futures, and he sees them at the same time. And I think the same situation is unfolding us with AI. So the process of creating a design, I think, is dominated virtually all by AI, and there is no need to fight with AI. But in the front stage, I think human being has a role to play. So we are trying to make the shift, as you can see in this red arrow. So we raise simple question and then what we should do. So we are restructuring our curriculums to suit this direction. And professors think about is allowing 100% use of AI by students, or just encourage them using the AI. So we are trying to come up with a frame for using accountability for use of AI. And the stakeholders that were impacted by this AI design. And when we encourage and prohibit, and we will look at the various accountability scenarios, and we prepare this framework. Recently, one of our process had the largest project conducted. So there's a social robot, not just robot. So unprivileged consumers and senior people were the targets of this social robot. So we call it a technology hypercycle. AI, we say it AI bubble often. So people say that it will disappear in the end, like a bubble. I personally believe that design, before AI bubble comes, I think designers has to needs to get accustomed and take advantage of this trend. As we had interaction design in the computer age, we are not being able to create something like such. So we should have design for AI. Shouldn't have design for AI, but we should have design based on AI. Professor Wang Gang-hyun and several people have seen this movie called Far and Away. When America was a new territory, European pilgrims moved to the America, and they defined their own territory. And Tom Cruise, the main protagonist, and defining territory was made by riding the horse and marking the territory. And AI sector is like a new territory, waiting for someone put the flag and declare this is my territory. So it's like Wild West. There is no clear winner. So we should be scared, but we should have hope. Like for making HI. So as Professor Wang created Culture and Technology division school, I think if we can map the territory, I think that will be great. So we had Vision 2025, and I changed the brand of Hong Kong Polytech University School of Design. And I means innovation. I means also interdisciplinary. That's very crucial. And it should be inclusive. So you should be including, encompassing all the different groups in the society. And I also stands for imagination. So the role of design and the role of scientists through the existing technology and shaping the future. So the designers have to reimagine the future and stimulate continuously scientists so that engineers and technicians can develop technologies suited for the future. So we believe we are a transdisciplinary innovator, and we should be a front-end, not the back-end leader. And we should be an inclusive enabler, meaning that designers not working alone, but be the curator of non-designers and empower them so that non-designers can be creative and make the design. And there should be also a future envisioner. So I think this should be the new vision for designers. So there are 3 steps. First is a driving force that impacts education. So we should develop what kind of talent we are looking for and trying to nurture. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you.